Hey, really quick, our sponsor Babbel is giving you 25% off when you use the link under this video. I recently went to Italy. I knew very little Italian a month ago, but after spending just a few weeks using the Babbel language learning app before the trip, I was able to confidently have conversations in Italian while I was over there. The lessons were quick and easy. I did it all on my phone. You don't waste time learning things that aren't relevant, and you actually remember what you learn. I'm going to stick with it. You should check it out too. And you'll get 25% off when you use the link underneath this video. Hey, this is really funny. A little progressive media sort of inside baseball that I think is connected to some of the broader issues that I've been talking about. There's a guy who has a YouTube channel named Jimmy Dore. And I guess he doesn't like Sam Seder from the Majority Report, or at least he doesn't get along with Sam, or at least he doesn't want his audience hearing about Sam, at least to some extent. They've had their disagreements over the years. They're sort of from different wings of the American left, I guess you could say. And Jimmy Dore has been caught censoring Sam Seder's name in an incredibly obvious and childish way from a YouTube upload, in much the same way that cultural critic and arbiter of ideas Dave Rubin skipped over Sam's name when one of Dave Rubin's viewers brought Sam's name up not long ago. And it's hilarious to see people on the, I mean, I guess I'll say on the left and right, both employ the sort of same technique to prevent Sam Seder's name from appearing in their videos. It's like the name that shall not be said. It's almost taking on some kind of like dogmatic, weirdly religious component in a sense. You can't, you just can't say Sam's name. They don't like it. So first, a reminder, here's the hilarious moment where Dave Rubin was taking audience questions via what's called YouTube Super Chat. And somebody submitted an audience question asking Dave to debate Sam Seder. And Dave Rubin sort of mumbled as soon as he saw Sam's name and just moved on. Take a look.
Hey, Dave, this is a very brave move on your part. Kudos. Have you heard about the SJW nonsense on the, I don't even care about those guys. It really just honestly doesn't matter.
So what was on screen was a message that said, you should have Sam on and destroy him. And Rubin didn't even want to say Sam's name, instead saying, oh, I don't care about those guys. So that was like a couple months ago. So then this week, here is the same thing happening with Jimmy Dore when a guest mentioned Sam's name. Now, this was a guest, not just some random viewer, so Jimmy Dore had to handle it a little bit differently. It obviously was part of the initial recording, but then Jimmy Dore's team, or Jimmy Dore, I don't know who's doing the editing over there, edited out Sam's name in a very obvious cut before uploading the video. This is amazing. You will hear them on Sam's show play the audio, which was, and then the video, which was subsequently uploaded. And you'll notice that Sam's name was removed from the edit in the video that was eventually uploaded.
I mean, I usually, if I'm going to watch the news, I either turn on your show, Sam's show, or the Young Turks. That's usually who I go to for news. Your show or the...
Oh my God! He actually did do that!
So when Sam's name is mentioned, there's a flash on the screen, which is a video transition, as we call it in video editing. And the moment where Sam's mentioned is just completely removed. They play it again and check it out. Sam's name just scrubbed. It's almost like a redaction with a black marker.
I mean, I usually, if I'm going to watch the news, I either turn on your show or the Young Turks. That's usually who I go to for news. I mean, I usually, if I'm going to watch the news, I either turn on your show, Sam's show, or the Young Turks. That's usually who I go to for news. Your show or the Young Turks.
Oh my God. And that's not even the one that they talked about.
Yeah.
And then there's another instance of this on Jimmy Dore's show. They don't have the comparison audio, but it's another one of these flashes where the guest appears to say people like you and Sam Seder, and Sam Seder's name is again removed.
My solution is for the bread tubers and all the left tubers, people like you, to go and debate with these people and to get into their algorithm so that people see the other side of bread tubers and all the left tubers, people like you, to go and debate with these people and to get into their algorithm.
You can see the flash. It's helpful that they kept that.
Is that their jump cut that they put in themselves?
That's what they put in themselves.
God. But somebody said that that was in the context of, I think there could have been another one.
Listen, this, I mean, we can talk about why this is going on, and that kind of gets into the internal drama between Sam and Jimmy. The big takeaway is that this calls more attention to it, right? This is the Barbara Streisand effect, which is named for The Streisand effect is, I think it was in around the year 2000 or so. Some paparazzi, someone I think had gotten a helicopter and taken pictures of Barbara Streisand's big Malibu house in Malibu, California. And I guess Barbara Streisand didn't want those pictures published, so I don't know if she sued, but she tried to get the pictures suppressed, and this caused more attention to be drawn to the pictures that maybe nobody even really would have cared about. I mean, I don't remember in the early 2000s how much people cared about Barbara Streisand's house. I certainly didn't care about it at the time, but it just drew more attention to it. And it's the exact same thing that's happening here. Dave Rubin won't interview me, and now people are going to his events and asking about me. Dave Rubin recently said I've lied about him a bunch of times. He never cited what those lies were. As a result, now people are continuing to go to his events and ask about what lies did David Pakman tell about you, or sending super chats or tweeting him or whatever. The same thing is happening with Sam Seder. People are all over Dave Rubin and Jimmy Dore's social media feeds talking about Sam, saying debate Sam, on and on. If you don't want to make this a big deal, just ignore that Sam was mentioned. This has happened with me before. There are periods of time where my callers and people on live streams and Twitter and whatever, they will just hammer me with some question about some video I did or whatever. If I don't want to talk about it, I just ignore it. I don't call more attention to it. And I certainly would not do such an obvious edit to remove the name of someone from being mentioned in this way. When people even call into me and they say, Jimmy Dore, this or that, I don't care. Say Jimmy Dore. If they ask me, what do you think about what Jimmy Dore said? I say, I don't know. I haven't seen it because I don't watch his show. It would be ridiculous to go out of my way to cut his name out or the names of other people. And this is sort of what I've been talking about lately, this problem on the left. If Jimmy Dore doesn't like Sam, just ignore the mentions of Sam. But doing this calls more attention to it. It generates more content around the fact that this took place. And I truly don't get what the end game is here. It doesn't make any sense to me.